The story begins with a young man urgently telling his boss that he needs to take 2 days off for a family emergency. Despite the department being busy, he promises to make up for the missed work upon his return. However, his boss rejects the request, reminding him that the company's new short drama department is severely understaffed and that leaves are only granted for special circumstances like weddings and funerals. Desperate, the young man explains that his mother is sick and hospitalized, pleading for an exception. The boss, however, asks why his father or other relatives can't take care of her, questioning if he truly needs to go back home. The boss dismisses the request, stating that it's just an illness and that he can request leave if the situation becomes critical. Shocked and disheartened, the young man remains silent. The boss then lectures him about the importance of sacrifices for career advancement, revealing that he worked overtime even during his own mother's funeral. He questions the young man's dedication, criticizing him for being too delicate and pointing out that everyone wants time off for various reasons, which would disrupt the company's operations. The boss tells the young man that in the fast-paced new media industry, timing is crucial. He asks who will be responsible if someone else breaks the news first with a video in his absence. The boss emphasizes that the entire department's performance shouldn't be jeopardized for one person. In response, the young man insists he can work from home and stay in constant communication. Frustrated, the boss tells him to quit if he wants an easy life, suggesting he settle up with finance and spend as much time as he wants with his parents, implying he can remain immature forever if he chooses. The boss stands up and makes it clear that the young man, who graduated from a third-tier university, only got a job at the biggest media company in Sang City because they urgently needed people and made an exception to hire him. He reminds him that the least qualified employees at the company come from first-tier universities and highlights his own exceptional qualifications, being bilingual. The boss advises the young man not to be ungrateful and waste this opportunity by constantly trying to slack off and avoid work. He emphasizes that trends don't wait for anyone, nor will the position. He urges the young man to think carefully before deciding if he still wants to take leave. As Xingwang sits in the waiting area smoking, his phone rings. It's his dad. His father, Mr. Hang, asks if he can come back home. In the background, a nurse tells Mr. Hang that the hospital needs Ms. Zhuo's medical fee settled, stating they've been flexible enough and further delays will be difficult. Mr. Hang assures the nurse he'll handle it in a few days, but she sternly reminds him he said the same thing earlier, warning that Ms. Zhuo will be discharged if payment isn't made. Mr. Hang apologizes for being distracted and asks Xingwang to repeat what he said. Xingwang assures his dad he'll return in a few days and help with the medical expenses. However, his dad insists that Xingwang shouldn't worry, as he's already borrowed money from relatives and friends, and reassures him that his mom's medical insurance will cover a significant portion of the costs. Xingwang insists he'll cover the shortfall and advises his dad not to borrow more, urging him not to worry. His dad reminds him that he recently graduated, and living costs in Sang City are high, questioning what savings he could possibly have. He tells Xingwang not to suffer or take risky loans. Despite his dad's reassurances, Xingwang insists it's fine and that he has enough money. Looking at his bank account, he recalls working for a year and a half, earning a modest monthly salary of 5,000 yuan. By sharing a bunk bed, spending minimally on takeout, and earning extra money by editing videos, he managed to save 50,000 yuan. Xingwang thinks this amount should cover his mom's medical expenses for a while. Reflecting on his life, Xingwang realizes he has lived responsibly for over 20 years, but today, he will make a decision that goes against his ancestral values. He knows there are plenty of job opportunities, but his parents cannot wait. Determined, he decides to resign, questioning why he should stay in such a crappy, inhumane company. After a while, Xingwang goes to the HR department and 20 minutes later, he comes out officially unemployed. He can't believe that in this job market and economic climate, he dared to quit without another job lined up, realizing he's being really reckless. But suddenly, a golden screen appears, revealing that the ultimate freedom system has been activated. It explains that by quitting his job, he made a decision against his ancestors' wishes and awards him 88,888 yuan. Shocked, Xingwang questions what this is. He looks around, wondering who is playing a short video so loudly that it's buzzing in his brain. As he stares at the screen, he receives a message confirming a deposit of 88,888 yuan in his bank account. Xingwang wonders if this is a scam and double-checks the deposit, unable to believe he received such a large sum. The system then addresses him as a master, assuring him not to doubt it. It informs him that he has awakened the system and encourages him to start living it up. If Xingwang hadn't seen it with his own eyes, he wouldn't have believed it was actually happening. As he checks the display, he questions whether he truly awakened a system called the Ultimate Freedom System, recalling that he activated it by resigning from his job. He feels he has grasped how this system works and believes he will find opportunities to use it. A girl approaches Xingwang, asking what he's thinking about and whether he has prepared her upcoming live stream operation plan. Her name is Jiao Wen, a singing and dancing blogger with 8 million followers online. As she comes closer, Xingwang's nose starts to bleed, realizing it's her. She asks him again if he has done it. Distracted, Xingwang asks her to repeat what she wants, admitting he wasn't paying attention. Jiao Wen notes that he seems distracted and teases him, asking if he has finally opened his eyes to his big sister. Xingwang responds that she still enjoys joking around. As she gets closer, she reminds him that she asked for more operational resources because her top-paying fans have been less active and the recharge flow has slightly decreased. Xingwang reflects that Jiao Wen, the girl in front of him, is the top female internet celebrity whose live streaming operations he used to manage. Online, she is known as the sexiest dance goddess, but offline, she is friendly and unpretentious. Her greatest flaw and strength is her love for joking around. Xingwang apologizes and tells her that he has already resigned and will no longer be responsible for influencer operations. He explains that the company will arrange a handover, leaving Jiao Wen confused and questioning why he resigned so suddenly. Xingwang knows that although Jiao Wen doesn't look down on others, she only gives him extra attention because he is familiar with influencer operations and is easy to talk to. He reminds himself that after resigning, everyone goes their separate ways, and there's not much else to say, thinking he has become clear-headed in this world. Jiao Wen stands in front of him, asking if he really wants to resign, as she still prefers him managing her operations and doesn't trust anyone else. Xingwang blushes, telling her that he has already completed all the procedures, while thinking about how close she is. Jiao Wen, also blushing, wonders why Xingwang is acting weird today, since he would usually cheerfully play along when she acted cute. Jiao Wen asks if he really wants to leave her by herself, thinking that his resignation was very sudden and asking if something had happened. Realizing that she is being nice to him because she sees profit in him, Xingwang tells himself not to be deceived. He tells Jiao Wen that he wants to give himself a long vacation. Jiao Wen pushes herself against him and asks which company he plans to go to next and if they will become competitors, expressing her concern that her operations will be taken over by someone else and that she doesn't know how long it will take to get used to them. Xingwang couldn't hold back anymore as Jiao Wen pressed her chest against him, causing his nose to bleed profusely. Regaining control, he thinks that with the system, he can easily become a billionaire and wonders what kind of beauty he can't have. Looking at her face, Xingwang realizes she has had too much cosmetic work done. With a straight face, he tells her she should get some maintenance done on her nose as it seems a bit crooked. Surprised, Gao covers her nose and asks what he means, pulling out a mirror and questioning how it could be crooked, insisting that's impossible. Upon closer inspection, she realizes it does seem a bit crooked and worries about the upcoming live broadcast, realizing she needs to fix this quickly. The system informs Xingwang that he actually refused to be a beauty's lap dog, praising him for expressing his true thoughts without holding back and calling him bold and sincere. The system rewards him with 23,333 yuan, shocking him. He pulls out his phone and sees that the deposit has indeed been made, making him smirk as he realizes this is what ultimate freedom means. He understands that he just needs to be himself and refuse to be a simp, and the system will reward him accordingly. Gao thanks Xingwang for pointing out the issue, admitting she hadn't noticed it. She tells him that since he has decided to resign, she won't hold him back and suggests they might still have opportunities to collaborate in the future, wishing him a bright future. Xingwang is shocked, expecting her to be furious after having her flaw pointed out. He wonders why she is so calm and if she is being serious or pretending. Gao acknowledges their long working relationship and says she will treat him to a farewell dinner tonight. She offers to help him find a job if he has trouble, mentioning she knows some bosses in the industry and believes his exceptional skills will ensure he doesn't struggle to find opportunities. Xingwang, surprised by her kindness, reflects that she might actually be quite nice despite his low education and her previous words not just being empty talk. Xingwang insists that he should be the one treating her to dinner, questioning how he could let her pay. Gao tells him his salary isn't high and he should save his money, but Xingwang interrupts, saying that since he is leaving, he shouldn't be stingy this time. He remembers her saying they might collaborate in the future and suggests considering this his advance thanks for her support. Gao blushes, admitting she just realized he is about to leave and that she doesn't know him well. Xingwang tells her he is all packed up and will head out first, promising to contact her after work. Outside, Xingwang recalls his previous habits of walking whenever possible, using public transport if walking wasn't feasible, and only taking taxis when absolutely necessary. He would carpool with others after public transport stopped running at 11 p.m., and even that was a luxury. But today, he wants to indulge and opts for the most expensive ride available. When the car arrives, the driver announces that Dida Luxury Travel has arrived and invites Xingwang to get in. Realizing the car arrived within 3 minutes, Xingwang feels a sense of luxury he has never experienced before. He remembers how he used to get home around midnight when he couldn't find someone to carpool with. Today, he feels like he has truly leaped to a higher class. The driver opens the door for Xingwang and urges him to get in. As Xingwang settles into the car, the system rewards him with 50,000 yuan for feeling generous and taking a taxi without worrying about the cost. The driver confirms the itinerary to the Baoxing Road intersection, which Xingwang acknowledges, adding a stop at the Laoshi pancake shop. As the driver accelerates, Xingwang relishes the luxurious pushback of the car. Upon arrival at the shop, Xingwang steps out and approaches the counter. The lady behind the counter, recognizing him, asks if he wants the usual pancake without egg and sausage. Surprising everyone around, Xingwang replies that he wants 2 extra eggs and 2 pure meat sausages instead of the usual starch sausages. Xingwang flashes back to when his salary was 5,000 yuan. He spent 800 on rent and couldn't afford to spend more than 20 yuan on food daily. A basic pancake cost 8 yuan, and he never dared to add an egg. But today, he went all out and spent 15 yuan on one meal. He smiles, realizing he has leveled up, enjoying a meal with 2 eggs and 2 pure meat sausages. He thinks everyone should envy him for this indulgence, and he even envies himself. The people around him are shocked by his order, wondering when they will be able to show off like this. The system, also shocked, praises him for his leap in living standards, rewarding him with 20,000 yuan. As he walks away proudly, Xingwang thinks about how wonderful this afternoon is. He feels the satisfaction of having a big meal and thinks that next time, he'll add 5 eggs.